institutions of law and order. What do you say to that, Lessard?
The sparkling and cheerful 1984 Police Academy became incredibly popular all over the world and served as the beginning of a successful film franchise. For many, it still remains one of the main symbols of the 80s because even after so many years, the audience remembers the vivid characters that made them laugh until they cried. You will learn about the lives of the film's actors from this video. The idea to make a movie about the hapless recruits of the police academy came to producer Paul Maslansky on the set of a different film in San Francisco. He noticed a group of police cadets of the most diverse appearances, supervised by a frustrated sergeant. It turned out that the city's police department was obliged to accept whoever would come for training, but they could fail them as well after 2 weeks of training. Then Maslansky thought, what if the cadets didn't want to fail? This idea resulted in 7 feature films, a television series, and multiple cartoons. Although, according to Paul Maslansky, he originally thought about 10 movies, all starring the entire original cast. Comedy director Hugh Wilson removed most of the tacky lines from the original script, but even without that, the first film received an adult rating of R. The rest of the parts weren't rated as high. Police Academy 2, their first assignment, has a teenage rating of PG-13, and all subsequent films are allowed to be watched by children. By the way, Wilson himself also appeared in the film in the cameo role of a driver, which Hightower crashes into when he's learning to drive in the city. Improvisation was the main principle of filming Police Academy. That's why the creators casted mostly the comedians who could improvise successfully and were funny on set. Next, we will tell you just what those very actors and comedians are up to now.
What's your name, cadet?
Thompson, sir.
You live around here?
No, sir.
What's your telephone number, Thompson?
Steve Guttenberg, Michael Keaton, Tom Hanks, Bruce Willis, and many others auditioned for the main role of Cadet Carey Mahoney. But Steve Guttenberg won this competition. He auditioned wearing an old police shirt from his father, who was an NYPD officer. Charming and inventive with his jokes, the former roughneck Mahoney was the main character in 4 parts of Police Academy. This role made Guttenberg a true star of the 80s, although the actor himself admitted that he didn't really have an understanding of his character. In his opinion, Police Academy is an entertaining comedy, and his Mahoney is also a simple character who doesn't need to have deep issues. The most successful film starring Steve Guttenberg before Police Academy was the melodramatic comedy Diner, and after that he started receiving offers to star in movies such as Short Circuit, The Bedroom Window, and Cocoon. But more often than not, the actor was offered comedic roles. For example, in 3 Men and a Baby, 3 Men and a Little Lady, Don't Tell Her It's Me, Zeus and Roxanne, Casper, A Spirited Beginning, and It Takes Two. Having become an unwitting hostage to this new image, the actor decided to make his debut on Broadway, and then took part in several theatrical productions in London. His most popular role on television was in the 2004 detective series Veronica Mars. Steve also dabbled as a director, screenwriter, producer, and founded his own production company. Guttenberg continues his acting career, even though the role of Mahoney has remained the most successful for him. His recent work includes Trauma Center and Original Gangster. Also, the actor has repeatedly announced the release of the 8th part of Police Academy, in which his character will return. Steve Guttenberg, whose fortune is estimated at $14 million, is actively involved in charity, helping both the homeless and orphans. Since 2019, he has been married to journalist Emily Smith. His previous marriage to model Denise Bixler was broken off in the early 90s, but recently it became known that Steve filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason.
Well, they're tan, of course. Very supple, well-rounded, and luxuriant to the touch.
Kim Cattrall. For Anglo-Canadian actress Kim Cattrall, The role of Cadet Karen Thompson was one of the first on her path to real fame. She came to Police Academy after she had already appeared in the TV series Starsky and Hutch, The Incredible Hulk, and Columbo. And then in 1998, Cattrall got the main role of Samantha in Sex and the City, which brought the actress worldwide fame and a Golden Globe. Among her other works are the melodrama Crossroads with Britney Spears in the main role, the comedy Ice Princess, the detective thriller The Ghostwriter, and the mini-series Witness for the Prosecution, not to mention the comedy series Sensitive Skin, which tells the story of Kim's character who is going through a midlife crisis. Cattrall's latest main role was in the TV show Filthy Rich, which she also produced. The actress has a successful stage career. She has appeared in productions on Broadway and in Europe. She also wrote 2 books, Sexual Intelligence and Being a Girl Navigating the Ups and Downs of Teen Life. Kim was married 3 times and is now dating a public speaking coach, Russell Thomas. Her fortune is estimated at $40 million, most of which the actress earned playing Samantha Jones. The actress has lived in a cottage in West Hampton, overlooking a bay for over 20 years, but recently sold it for $3.25 million.
You told no one?
Not a soul.
G.W. Bailey. The hysterical and vindictive Captain Harris has become one of the most famous roles for the veteran of American cinema. Before Police Academy, his most memorable work was in the equally famous TV series MASH. The actor was married once and had 2 children. He has been involved in charity work for many years. After his goddaughter was diagnosed with leukemia, he volunteered for a children's charity, organizing trips for children with cancer. In 2001, he became the executive director of the foundation. In recent years, George Bailey has been in demand on television, and his net worth is estimated at $2 million. The actor can be found starring in the American TV shows The Closer and Major Crimes. George Gaines. George Gaines played the easygoing head of the Academy, Commandant Lassard. At the time of filming, he had the longest list of movies among all the actors in the main cast. Before World War II, he performed in French and Italian operas, and after serving in the Navy, he performed in Broadway musical comedies and made his film debut in the mid-50s. However, he had to wait for big roles till the 80s. Right before Police Academy, he was invited to Tootsie to play the role of an elderly ladies' man. After the end of the franchise, Gaines starred in TV shows, but he almost entirely left the silver screen by the beginning of the 2000s. He was married to a colleague he met on Broadway, and together they had a son and a daughter. After his death in February 2016 at the age of 98, George Gaines left $5 million to his heirs.
To defend yourselves without stick or firearm.
Leslie Easterbrook. Before Police Academy, Leslie Easterbrook, who played the sexy and brutal blonde Debbie Callahan, starred in episodic roles in series such as The Love Boat and Fantasy Island. Easterbrook didn't star in the second film in the franchise, but she did appear in all other parts of the series. After this role, the actress started to be invited to other major projects, including the series Baywatch. In 2005, Leslie decided to try on the role of the real villain in the movie The Devil's Rejects. Easterbrook's portfolio includes about 100 films, mostly thrillers and horror films, and she also has excellent vocal abilities and performs in musicals on Broadway. Thanks to all her acting roles, Leslie earned a fortune of $1.5 million. The actress is a member of the National Rifle Association. She often cooperates with law enforcement agencies and supports a number of children's charities. She is happily married to her second husband, screenwriter Dan Wilcox. Marion Ramsey. Prior to her role in the Police Academy, Marion Ramsey played in Broadway shows and toured the USA with musicals. She also starred in the TV series The Jeffersons, and regularly appeared in Bill Cosby's comedy sketch show, Cuz. The audience fell in love with her as Cadet Laverne Hooks, a fat black woman and the owner of the quietest voice in the world. In fact, the actress wore a special fat suit with overlays and had to take it off for the finale of the first movie. The scene where Hooks becomes fit and athletic was even filmed. However, it was eventually removed from the final version. And for future movies, they decided to keep her fat. The audience liked it that way. By the way, when coming up with a voice for her heroine, Marion was inspired by Michael Jackson, because in real life, he spoke in a quiet and soft voice. Other works of the actress include episodic roles in movies and TV series, as well as voice acting for cartoon characters. She was also a singer and composer and wrote songs for other artists. Her last acting role was in the 2018 indie film When I Sing, and in January 2021, Marion Ramsey passed away after a short-term illness took her at the age of 73, leaving behind a net worth of $1 million. Michael Winslow. One day, the director of Police Academy came to a jazz pianist's concert, whose opening act was Man of 10,000 Sound Effects, aka Michael Winslow. He learned to imitate various sounds and voices as a child. The boy had very few friends, so he kept himself entertained with his unusual talent. And then Michael got the role of Cadet Larwell Jones, who appeared in all 7 parts of Police Academy and in the TV series of the same name. Winslow, in addition to demonstrating all sorts of funny sounds for the film, also voiced all public radio messages at the Academy. In the future, Winslow appeared in comedy films and voiced cartoons and animated series, Gremlins, Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin, The Trumpet of the Swan, Family Guy, and Robot Chicken. But afterward, he decided to devote most of his time to raising his 2 children. Winslow is also a motivational speaker, continues to perform as a stand-up comedian around the world, and in 2010 released several mobile applications with his sound effects. The actor divorced his first wife. His second one passed away from a drug overdose, after which Michael was depressed for a long time. Now, the 62-year-old actor lives in the suburbs of Orlando, Florida. His fortune is estimated at $1.5 million. He is married, and recently, his adult son persuaded Michael to participate in the show America's Got Talent.
Put these in the truck. I'll be right back.
Bubba Smith. Initially, Bubba Smith was supposed to appear in Police Academy only in a cameo role, but at the test screenings, the audience loved the silent giant cadet Moses Hightower. As a result, his character was moved to the main cast. Smith was a professional American football player and won many titles, including the National Football League title in 1971. After finishing his sports career, he became an actor and appeared in about 50 films and TV shows, but only in small roles, earning a net worth of $500,000. And in 1983, Bubba also published an autobiography. On November 3, 2011, it was announced that Smith passed away from overdosing on pills for obesity and heart disease at the age of 66. Posthumously, he was diagnosed with a neuropsychiatric disorder associated with frequent concussions, which affects athletes of contact sports.
Where did you get this gun?
My mom gave it to me.
David Graf. He began his acting career in the 80s and starred in small roles in American television series, such as MASH, The Dukes of Hazzard, and The A-Team. But his most successful role in the movie was the role of Police Sergeant Eugene Tackleberry, who would point a gun at the source of any dubious sound. By the way, after the release of Police Academy, the term Tackleberry became a part of the professional slang for security services as a way to refer to trigger-happy employees. Graf went on to continue his acting career, which includes more than 90 projects, was a respected member of the Screen Actors Guild, and a representative of the Hollywood Trade Union. Unfortunately, in 2001, he died of a heart attack on a family holiday, 9 days before his 51st birthday. David Graf had a wife and 2 sons, to whom he left an inheritance of $500,000.
Don't worry, I can explain everything.
You've been sneaking in here every night for weeks.
What? No!
Andrew Rubin, a graduate of the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York, he began appearing in ads in the late 60s, when he was just over 20 years old. This was followed by numerous roles in TV series and movies, but only minor ones. With this vast acting experience, Andrew Rubin got the role of Cadet George Martin, who pretended to be a foreigner. Then, the actor starred in several television series and films, after which he went on a journey around the world. He explored the pyramids of Egypt, temples of India, and uninhabited areas of Australia, where he and his wife Lauren lived together with an Aboriginal tribe. From time to time, he returned to work in the mini-series From the Earth to the Moon, and also wrote scripts. On October 5, 2015, Rubin, aged 69, died of lung cancer in a Los Angeles hospital.
Hi, I'm Douglas Fackler. I always wanted to be a cop.
Bruce Mahler. He embodied the image of Cadet Douglas Fackler, an intelligent policeman who gets into ridiculous situations. There are several minor roles in films and TV series in his filmography, but back in the early 2000s, Bruce chose to start producing and writing scripts for his production company.
I'll take care of myself.
Colleen Camp. Pretty cop Kathleen Kirkland was played by American Colleen Camp. She was a model for Playboy magazine and debuted on the screen back in 1973 in Battle for the Planet of the Apes. In 1974, she got one of the main roles in the comedy The Swinging Cheerleaders. In the 90s, Colleen Camp began to act as a producer of a dozen television and feature films. After the Police Academy to this day, Camp is still acting in films and TV series. For example, in House MD, Entourage, and Tales from the Crypt, but mostly in minor roles. This allowed her to accumulate a net worth of $5 million. The actress is now 68 years old. She was married and has an adult daughter, and in 2020, Colleen announced her engagement to 34-year-old Garrett Moore, heir to an Earl title.
Everybody present and accounted for?
I feel good. I'll be in there if you need me.
Bobcat Goldthwait. The role of Zed, a punk who sniffed chemicals and later became an academy cadet, became Goldthwait's biggest in his career. He is rather known as a stand-up comedian and voice actor of many animated series. Goldthwait is also a screenwriter and director of a number of films and television series, primarily black comedies, such as Shakes the Clown, God Bless America, and World's Greatest Dad. From 2004 to 2006, Bobcat Goldthwait was the director of The Jimmy Kimmel Show, and thanks largely to his efforts, the number of viewers of each issue increased by more than 2 million, and ratings among teenagers jumped by 50%. He still directs individual segments of the show from time to time. Now Bobcat continues his career as a screenwriter and director, including the series named after himself, Bobcat Goldthwait's Misfits and Monsters. The comedian has been married twice, has a daughter, and his fortune is estimated at $1.2 million.
This is a city street, not a drag strip, thank you.
Tim Kazurinsky, an American with Polish roots. Tim Kazurinsky played a cadet named Sweet Chuck in Police Academy. By that time, he was already known as a screenwriter and actor in the evening show SNL, and was nominated for prestigious television awards and the Writers Guild of America Award. Tim also managed to appear in several comedies, but he only played minor or episodic roles. Kazurinsky later made a name for himself as a theater actor in Chicago. Went on to be nominated several times for the local Joseph Jefferson Award, and in May 2015 made his Broadway debut. The 71-year-old actor, whose fortune is estimated at $1 million, lives near Chicago with his wife, Broadway actress Marsha Watkins, with whom they raised a son and daughter.
I should give him a warning shot first.
Lance Kinsey. Canadian Lance Kinsey began his acting career in theater, appearing several times in multiple television series and films until he got the role of Lieutenant Proctor. This has remained Kinsey's most stellar and recognizable role. Later, he starred in cameo roles on television, then tried himself as a screenwriter, producer, and director. Lance is married and has 2 children, a son and a daughter, and lives in Los Angeles.
I have never seen such gross negligence.
Art Metrano. Prior to playing the role of Lieutenant and later Captain Mauser, Art Metrano worked for many years on television series and various shows. But the film They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Brought him the greatest popularity, and it received critical acclaim and a number of prestigious film awards. In September 1989, Metrano broke his neck and seriously injured his spinal cord after falling down the stairs. He was paralyzed, but eventually regained the ability to move and could walk short distances, but usually moved about in a wheelchair. In a wheelchair, he appeared in the TV series Police Academy as well. In addition, he continued to play small roles on television until the early 2000s, toured with his own shows, and was engaged in charity work until 2008. Metrano lived in the city of Aventura, Florida, with his wife Jamie. He had 4 children, and after leaving the silver screen, Art became the owner of a yogurt shop. On September 8, 2021, the actor died of natural causes at the age of 84, leaving behind a net worth of $1 million.
But do you expect the community to do the job of the police force?
Sharon Stone. In 1987, a young actress and former model, Sharon Stone, was going through a divorce from her first husband, and to distract herself, decided to star in the 4th part of the Police Academy, taking on the role of journalist Claire Mattson. According to Sharon, working on a set surrounded by comedians has become the best therapy for her. And just a few years later, a breakthrough happened in her career. First, she played the wife of the main character in the movie Total Recall. And then she got the main role in Basic Instinct. Among the numerous films in her filmography stand out like the erotic thriller Sliver and the drama Intersection. And for her role in Casino, Stone received a Golden Globe and the only Oscar nomination for Best Actress in her career. Stone has been married 3 times and has 3 adopted sons, with whom she lives with in her home in West Hollywood. In 2001, when she was 43 years old, the actress suffered a stroke, after which she had to learn to speak again. Stone continues to actively act in films and TV series, and her fortune is estimated at $60 million. Donovan Scott. Prior to the role of Cadet Leslie Barbara, Donovan Scott starred mainly in TV series such as Days of Our Lives and Remington Steele. There are more than 50 works in his filmography, and in recent years he has firmly claimed the image of Santa Claus. In this role, he regularly appears in American Christmas movies and episodes of television series.
I'm Copeland, sir.
Scott Thompson. American Scott Thompson is often confused with Canadian actor and comedian Scott Thompson. In fact, the performer of the role of Cadet Chad Copeland in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th parts after Police Academy only appeared in episodic roles. For example, he appeared in the TV series Star Trek: The Next Generation, Big Love, Ghost Whisperer, True Blood, as well as in the films Twister, Mr. Jones with Richard Gere, and the comedy horror film Night of the Living Dead, 3D reanimation. Thompson also performed on stage in Los Angeles. Tell us in the comments, would you like to see the 8th part of Police Academy, and what do you think it will be about? If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss a lot of interesting things.